Porsche wants $16,000 to fix my cheap Boxster. We all know that buying a cheap Porsche is not a good idea, but in my defense it was a very, very cheap Boxster at just $1,000. So I thought, what could go wrong? And very wrong it did go indeed with the engine damage that I found at the end. So to get this started, let's start at the part where I thought this was going to be a cheap fix. I have a timer here. Now we're going to try to see the engine on the Boxster. And then we start it. And I'm actually just going to put this in here. Okay, so we're going to open the door. We have to, okay, put the key in. You can't see the engine without the key. Okay, turn it to the accessory. And then come over here. You do this. You have to do this. That thing is back there, all the way open. That's where it needs to be. And then we come over here. There's cables in here that you have to pull out like that. One cable, oh my god, there's a freaking hornet's nest. Then there's another cable over here. And then we can pull this up like that. So we're gonna come in here and there's some little tabs in here. Okay, now. Yes, the engine cover's out. Now we can see the engine. 5 minutes and 30 seconds. I mean, that wasn't too bad. This engine looks horrible. Oh, this thing was open, so maybe that's why that looks like that. I'm gonna try to clean this a little bit. This is a fuel rail. What we need to do is remove the bolts from the orange arrows. That way we can get to the injectors, which is the blue arrow, and all 6 of them. So that's the fuel rail right there. What we need to do to change the injectors is remove those nuts from right there. And then obviously the other side. The other side is gonna be, I think, the same difficulty. Everything in this car is not too much of a filmable experience. So I guess let's do it. First thing I'm gonna do is remove these little clips right here. And then there's another one right here. Boom. Then we'll take this wiring harness off of the rail. Okay, I know we have to remove this thing right here, so I'll start with removing this little hose. Let's see if we can do this with this tenor. One-handed. Oh no, where did it go? Boom, we got it out. Now I'm gonna go to the other injector. There we go, we got it, baby, look at that. Now we should be able to pull this off of the, I wonder if I need to pry on it a little bit. There we go, it's coming out. That'll be tough. Do I need to take the intake off? I thought I was gonna be able to get the fuel rail out and replace the injectors on top of the engine, but since I couldn't get the fuel rail out, I'm gonna have to just dig my hands in there and try to do it while it's in the engine. Okay, so now the plan is to try to remove them and put them in there while they're in here. I'm gonna stick my screwdriver. Oh man, this first one's gonna be tough. It's starting to look like that. I'm not going to be able to get to the injectors from the top, so I'm going to try to get them from the bottom. Buenos días, ¿cómo estás? Okay, so now we should be able to get at least some kind of clearance in there. Update. I could get under the car and do the undo the injector connectors up here. Now I think maybe, let's check up top, see what the fuck we need to do. Alright, not a bad place to lay. The injectors are disconnected. So let's compare to these injectors, to the new injectors. They look like the same thing, apart from this nub right here. They look like they're gonna fit. So let's see if they will fit. Back to the grind, right? Maybe it'll be easier to put them on. I'll be squirting this on it, then I'm gonna shove them in. Should I go for the hardest one first? This is a hard job. It's, I'm gonna say, almost impossible to do it with the engine in the car. I mean, we're almost getting it done. I wouldn't recommend it. It's been like a while. It's been a while. I got all the new injectors in. Hopefully they work. And now I'm getting the little clips in for the injectors. And there's another task onto itself. Those were probably the hardest injectors I'm probably ever gonna do. Maybe not, right? Maybe if I buy a Bugatti. That's a good problem to have. You can complain about doing a Bugatti. Right now we are doing the spark plugs. You gotta do these things right here. It's pretty much undo them. So these are the old spark plugs. They look kind of super black. They smell horrible. I'm gonna see if these were the problem. Let's see, maybe it's this, right? We're gonna turn the car on to see if fuel leaks out profusely. Gonna let it run, just watch the temperature. Because I think there's a bunch of gas in the exhaust because it's dripping out of like the exhaust. So I think that's what's causing the misfire. I'm just gonna let it run so it clears out or something. So it seems that the misfire went away. I'm gonna put this cover back on. Okay, so now let's clear the codes. Let's clear the codes to see if we can find out what's wrong with it. Porsche cylinder 4. Okay, so it just has those. Now I'm gonna erase all the codes. I wish this vehicle had no fault codes. Alright, so let's leave that here. Let's turn it on again. Still misfiring. Okay, so now it's getting a little worse because there's like a fuel leak coming out of over here. There is gas coming out of this exhaust, which is cylinder number 4. So that means that maybe this whole thing is full of gas, or maybe there's some gas still somewhere in there. The injectors are clean. Alright, we got another check engine one. Hopefully it doesn't say injector number 4. Random misfire, cylinder 4 misfire, cylinder 5 misfire. At this point I was getting really annoyed about how we did all that work and fixed nothing. So I pretty much just went in, took a shower, and didn't film anything else until the next morning. Yesterday we got the injectors and the spark plugs done. And today I'm gonna drain the oil and transmission fluid and all that, you know, so I can start off with fresh oil at least. And here it is. So I'm just gonna jack up the car. Go up. Then we get our oil change bucket. The oil pan is over there. Oh man, I'm like scared of this. I'm literally scared of this thing. See what this oil looks like? Oh shit. Wow, I wonder. Dude, that does not look good. Oh, what the fuck is this? Oh, this is not good. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is so fucked. Oh man. Pretty much milky brown oil means that there's a head gasket leak. And I was thinking that hopefully it was just a stuck injector that was just injecting too much fuel into the cylinder, and that's why it was smoking. But then I replaced the injectors and I replaced the spark plugs, and then it was still smoking a lot. It was running a little bit better, but it's still smoking a lot. So this is kind of fucked. So pretty much to do the head gasket, you have to lower the engine from the car. You have to undo the timing from it, you know, undo the cam, set everything in top dead center and completely in time. Just take the head off, and then you have to go get it rectified to make it flat again. They like shave off a little bit of the head, and then you put a new head gasket on, new head bolts, and then it should be good. But oh man, this sucks. This really does suck. I don't have the type of lift here to try to do this job, but I was hoping to get it running so that it wouldn't smoke or anything. But it's just this, dude. This literally means you have a head gasket leak. So when I said in the other video, for one reason or another, they stopped driving this car, it's because it had a head gasket leak. It's a bunch of initial investment on the jacks, which the jacks would probably cost 3 times what this car costs. So yeah, I guess I'll leave it there. Thanks.